This video is brought to you by Saraswati Vidyalaya Union. And hi, this is Prapti. Today we are going to study about the phylum Arthropoda. In the last few lectures, we have seen already phylum Annelida, phylum Asterhelminthes, phylum Ctenophora, and the next one is there, that is known as the Cnidaria. Now in this video, we are going to study about the phylum Arthropoda. See that arthros means what? Joint. Podos means what? Legs. You can see various examples here. See crab, then honeybee is there, then housefly, butterfly. Okay, so beetles are there, grasshoppers are there. So all these are what? One more, that scorpions are there. So these are the examples of phylum Arthropoda. Means in this organism you will see jointed appendages, means jointed legs. That's why they are known as the phylum Arthropoda. Now here let's see about the meaning of Arthropoda. Arthropoda, in that arthros means joint, podos means legs. Okay, and here the few examples I have written, that is cockroach, butterfly, scorpion, millipede and the prawn. These are the examples of phylum Arthropoda. Now let's study in detail. Now here in this phylum Arthropoda, you can see that this is the largest phylum of kingdom Animalia. As compared to the other phylum, this is the largest phylum of the kingdom Animalia. The animals have jointed appendages and hence they are called as the Arthropoda. So these are omnipresent, solitary and colonial. Most of them are free living. Means here these organisms are present everywhere. That's why they are known as the omnipresent. Solitary means they are living single or they are living in group. That's why they are known as the colonial. Then in that the next point, few are the parasites, means that totally depends on the others. Others means what? That depends on the host cell. And sangiorus means what? They are blood sucking organism. Okay, that means the example is what? Female mosquito or the bed bugs. What they are doing? They are absorbing blood from the human body, isn't it? That's why they are known as the sangiorus. Means this arthropoda are parasites as well as they are sangiorus. Now here if you observe the body structure, they are bilaterally symmetrical, means their body can divide into the two equal parts due to the median line. So the body get divided into two equal parts. That's why it is known as the bilaterally symmetrical. Then triploplasty, means in that the body is made up of three germ layers. That's why it is known as the triploplasty. Three germ layers means what? Ectoderm, endoderm, mesoderm. After means while the formation of that organism, while the formation of the organs, over there three germ layers are present. That's why it is known as a triploplastic. Then eucoelomate means what? That body cavity is present. Okay, metamerically segmented means if you observe the body is segmented, means from externally also that segments are present as well as from internal also the segments are present. That's why it is known as the metamerically segmented. Okay, and here tube within a tube body plan. So tube within a tube body plan means what? In that two openings are present. One opening that is known as the mouth and the second opening that is known as the anus. So like this two openings are there, so that's why it is known as the tube within a tube body plan. Then organ system level of organization. Okay, so these are the few criterias, these are the few characteristics of the arthropoda. Now let's see the next characteristics, such as the body is covered by tough non-living chitinous exoskeleton. You can observe here this body covering is there. So that the body covering, it is made up of the chitin, that is particular type of protein. From that it is the body structure is made up. So here as well as in this organism, they have the ability to remove their skin, and that is the process which known as the molting. You can observe here they are removing the skin. Even in the snake also this characteristic is there. Molting means removing their skin. Okay, so this covering of the skin, it is made up of a chitin. If you observe in the mollusca the outermost tough covering is there. So that is how, that is calcareous. Okay, but here in this arthropoda the outermost tough covering is there, so that is made up of the chitin. Okay, so this is about the molting. See that in this picture I have shown you molting. This molting is also known as the ecdysis. Okay, now the next point, the body is divided into the head, thorax and abdomen. If you have seen the cockroach, in the cockroach, so this is head, this is thorax and this is the abdomen. Okay, so like this body get divides into the head, thorax and abdomen. Okay, the digestive system is complete, means in them there is pharynx, esophagus, crop, then here like this is the digestive system. Foregut, midgut, hindgut, means it starts with the mouth and it ends at the anus. Okay, so this body, the digestive system, it is complete. And then circulatory system. And then one sec students, where are we? Yes, here. Okay, in this circulatory system is there. That circulatory system, it is open. Open means what? In them the blood vessels are absent. Okay, so the blood is flowing through the cavities. So that blood cavity is present, that body cavity is present. So that blood cavity which is present, so that is known as the hemocoel. Okay, like in human being, what is the condition in human being? Like this is the blood vessel is present and from that blood vessel, that blood is moving. But in this organism, these blood vessels are absent. So instead of that blood vessel, the cavities are present. So that cavity which is known as the hemocoel. You will study in detail in one of our chapter, that is the study of animal type. In that they have given the information about the cockroach. At that time you will understand in detail about this hemocoel. Okay, so remember this one, circulatory system is the open type. Blood flows through the body cavity, that is known as the hemocoel. Then respiratory organs, in them the various respiratory organs are present such as the gills, trachea, book lungs, book gills. Okay, so like these are the respiratory organs are present. Then excretion process is there. This excretion process which is carried out by the green glands, Malpighian tubules and the coxal glands. Okay, I'll show you in one of our image. See, this is prawns. In this prawns, so the respiration process takes place with the help of gills. Okay, if you observe this honeybee, either you can take example of honeybee or the cockroach. So in this the respiration, excretion process which takes place with the help of this Malpighian tubule. Now see that this is the coxal glands. This is example of cockroach. So in them these coxal glands are present. So with the help of the process of excretion or osmoregulation which takes place. Okay. Now the see here in one of these organism they have given the example of crayfish. In them antennal glands or the green glands are there. This antennal glands or the green glands perform the excretory function in crustacean like prawns. Okay, so this is the information related to the excretory system. Now let's study about the nervous system. Okay, in this nervous system which is formed by the nerve ring and double ventral ganglionated nerve cord, means you can observe here this nervous system which having this nerve ring, and here it is made up of this double ganglionated structure, and this nervous system which is present on the ventral side. In the human being, this nervous system is present on the dorsal side, but in this arthropoda, this nervous system which is present on the ventral side. You can observe here while dissecting cockroach, you can easily see this nervous system. See here the ring like structure is present. Okay, so this is known as the nervous system. I have shown you in detail. Now, the sense organs are well developed in the form of antennae, compound eyes, and various receptors. If you observe cockroach, if you observe honeybee, okay, like this arthropoda, so these antennae are present. With the help of antennae, they can identify their food material. Okay, then compound eyes. These are the compound eyes which are made up of the ommatidia. Okay, so these compound eyes which are very important for which act as a receptor only. So like that various receptors are present. Now let's study the next thing, that sexes are separate, showing the sexual dimorphism. Okay, fertilization is generally internal fertilization and development is direct or indirect by the metamorphogenesis. So these are the few characteristics related to the arthropoda. Okay, now let's see the next point. In some arthropoda like honeybees, bedbugs, so they are etc. So these offsprings are produced by the parthenogenesis. By the parthenogenesis means what? Without fusion of male and female gamete. Okay, generally in the honeybees, now here I'll take the example of honeybees. In the honeybees, in female, that females are how? In them the females are diploid and males are how? These males are haploid, means only one N is present in them. Okay, now here 2N means what? How many chromosome? Approximately 32 chromosome. And in males how many chromosomes are present? 16 chromosomes are present. Now here, now whenever there is a gamete formation, so that N gets separated here in that male, from male side this N. Okay, so whenever there is a fusion, now see that this female gamete fuses with this male gamete. So that time there is a formation of what? That time there is a formation of 2N. 2N means what? That means it is female. Okay, now means as per this you will understand this female is there, that female which is developed by the fusion of male and female gamete. Okay, but now see here this 1N that remains as it is. There is nothing from male side to fuse with that N. So that N remains as it is and that N which produces male. Okay, means as per this you will understand this male is there, this male is produces without fusion of male and female gamete. That means that male is produces by the parthenogenesis. That means offsprings are produced by the parthenogenesis, means without fusion of male and female gamete. So like this is the condition in arthropoda. Okay, now so this is about the parthenogenesis, means without formation of gamete, so there is a formation of offspring. Now some insect exhibit polymorphism, honeybees, ants, termite, etc. Polymorphism means what? So in them, so there is division of labors are there, division of honeybees are there. For example, in the honeybee, so there is a queen bee, then worker bee, and then drone. Like this caste are present, like this division is present. Okay, now queen bee is laying eggs, that queen bee is fuses with the drone. Okay, then the functions of worker bee, always keeping their honeycomb cool. That worker bees are always working, they are taking care of the child of that queens, they are collecting nectar. Okay, so many functions are there for worker bee. And drone fuses with the queen. So like this the divisions are there. So this division, it is known as a polymorphism. Like that divisions are there in the ants as well as in the termites. So that's why it is known as the polymorphism. So means the structure is also different in them. If you observe the queen bee, that queen bee is larger as compared to the worker bee and the drone bee. So then the next thing is there. So some arthropods are economically important. Okay, such as apis. Here the first example, that is apis. Apis means what? Honeybee. If you have seen the exact scientific name of this honeybee, so that is known as the Apis indica. So these various names are there, huh? Apis indica, Apis dorsata, Apis florea, Apis mellifera. Like these are the various types of the honeybees. Now these honeybees are very important. Economically, these are very important because they are very for their honey as well as the wax. Okay, so that's why they are known as the economically important. Not only the honeybee, other insects are also there which are economically important. For example, lac. The scientific name of the lac is what? Lacifera lacca, or you can say that the Tachycardia lacca. Okay, so that is known as the lac insect. So this lac insect which is produces lac, all of you knows that this lac is very important for making bangles, for making toys, as well as for sealing purpose it is very useful. Okay, so that lac which is the reddish in color, so that lac which is produced by this Lacifera lacca, or you can say that the lac insect. Then lobsters are there, prawns are there, then crabs. Here that should be the crabs. Okay, so these crabs are there, so these crabs are edible crabs. Okay, means that is very important as a food. Then silkworms are there. The silkworms produces silk. Okay, means these arthropods are economically very important. Then there are few harmful arthropods also. Some arthropods are harmful which act as a vectors. For example, mosquito. But in that mosquito also, female mosquito is there. That female mosquito is sucking blood. Okay, so that mosquito causes dengue, malaria, isn't it? Means they are harmful. Then the locusta. So that locust is a gregarious pest. Okay, locust. Then Limulus. This Limulus which is known as the king crab. So that Limulus which is useful as a living fossils. Okay, like this is the information related to the phylum Arthropoda. Okay.